Hi there, today I'm going to give you a look inside my instance as I go through two examples of where you can use the Marketo Campaign Priority Override feature in order to get campaigns to execute in the order that you want. There is an accompanying blog post with this video that goes through some FAQs you might have, as well as how Marketo prioritizes all the campaigns that are in its queue. So you can have a look at this blog post if you want some more information to go with this video. So diving into the first example here, I've got this know and new campaign that runs whenever a person is created or an email address changes from empty to not empty. And then it's very simple. All we do is set their person status to known and we sync them to Salesforce. And when we sync to Salesforce, this is when they get enriched by Clearbit, when they get scored according to demographics and firmographics, and also when they get matched to any existing customer accounts or any open opportunities. And we need to know all of this information before we can decide whether to MQL someone. So for example, if someone is matched to an existing customer account or an opportunity, then we do not want to MQL them. So that's why we want this know and new campaign to run ahead of all these MQL campaigns. So if we check the schedule tab here, we can see that the user priority has been overridden and set to high. However, actually before I go into the however, another way you can check this is if you go to override campaign priority, you can also see the toggle has been set to on and it's also been set to high here. But if we go to one of these MQL campaigns and we go to the schedule tab, we can see that it says system priority default. So that indicates that we have not overridden the priority of this campaign. And another way we can see this is we can see the toggle is off here and is currently set to low. That's its default. So we can tell that by prioritizing this know and new campaign and setting it equal to high and setting the priority of this MQL campaign equal to low, that this know and new campaign will always run to sync the person to Salesforce. And then we get all the information back and we know whether we can then MQL someone. So to show you why there might be conflict between this MQL content form campaign and the know and new campaign, I'll go to the smart list here. This smart list triggers off the filling out the form event. And if someone is created by filling out one of these two forms, well, then this campaign will trigger, but then the know and new campaign will also trigger because the person was created by filling out these two forms. So then if the priority of these two campaigns were the same, then there could be like race conditions and issues resulting from that. However, since we prioritize know and new to run first, it will run first because of the person is created event, and then the MQL content form will run sometime after because of the fills out form event. So that's why we needed to use the Marketo Campaign Priority Override feature here. And that's example number one. And I'll show you another second example with a similar race condition scenario. So this second example is quite similar to the first. At Telnex, we have an online portal where people can sign up to do things like purchase a phone number or order a SIM card. And when they do that, we want them to run through subsequent campaigns in Marketo. So if they're a newly created person and they were created because of this sign up, then we want them to run through either of these two campaigns. However, if they're an existing person in Marketo, meaning they were created by contacting sales a year ago or downloading an ebook a year ago, then we want them to go through this 00B existing portal signup campaign. And the issue we were having previously was, and I'll show you why in a second, this existing portal signup campaign was running at the same time or sometimes ahead of these two campaigns, and it was stealing the leads from these two portal created campaigns, and it was marking the leads as existing portal signups when in actual fact they were brand new people who were created by signing up for the portal. And the reason for this overlap is when someone fills out the sign up form, there are two events. There are two events. So the first of these events is the fills out form event, and it's going to be the sign up form we're looking at. But then we also get this MC sign up form is submitted event from segment. So if the person happens to be created by filling out the sign up form, then this 00B campaign will trigger. But then since the person is created via these two actions, that means that the 00A portal created campaigns will also trigger. And then again, we have a race condition. And before, as I mentioned, this was sometimes winning the race and stealing all the newly created leads and marking them as existing portal signups when they weren't. And I'll show you what the triggers for these two campaigns look like. So if someone is created via the web service API, the web service API usually means that they come from Segment, but sometimes it can be Facebook or LinkedIn lead gen people. So we exclude that person source here. So since we know it's not a LinkedIn or Facebook lead gen form fill person, and they're created by the web service API, we know the person signed up for the portal and that the event came from Segment. And then looking at this other campaign, we can see that the person is created from the sign up form. So therefore, as I mentioned, if someone is created from either of these two events, then this existing portal signup campaign will run, as well as the two portal created signup campaigns. So in order to stop the 00B campaign stealing leads, what I've done is I've overridden the campaign priority and I've set it equal to low. So we can see that again here. I've overridden it and set it equal to low. And then I've just left the priority of the 00A campaigns because I can see they're already set to medium and I didn't want to override that, so I left it the way it is. And then the same here. I didn't override it and left it equal and let it be set equal to medium. So now if someone is created from either of those two events that I mentioned, they'll get a chance to run through either this campaign or this second campaign before they run through the existing portal signup campaign. And then in the flow of the existing portal signup campaign, I've got this remove from flow step here, which says if they're a member of the portal created signup form campaign, which is this one, then remove them from this campaign. Or if they're a member of the portal created web service API campaign, remove them from this campaign too. So then if they're not a member of either of those two portal created campaigns, then we'll just continue on and do the rest of this flow as normal. So that's why it's important that we prioritize that these two portal created campaigns run first, give them a chance to be able to mark these people as newly created leads from portal signup before this existing portal campaign runs and tries to mark these people as existing portal signups. So I hope that all makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on this YouTube video, or as I mentioned, you can go to this post, have a read through it, see if there's any FAQs that this section can answer, and also feel free to leave a comment in this blog post. Thanks very much.